My macro journey has been long. I've been in this business for 30 odd years. I have learnt from the greats of the industry, the Paul Tudor Joneses, Stan Druckenmillers. I've been part of the great crises. I've seen the biggest trades in the world, and I've been part of many of them. Whether it was as a salesman, advising people, or whether it was running a macro fund myself, or as part of Global Macro Investor, my kind of institutional research service. I've seen a lot. But the biggest trade of all time, the biggest macro opportunity ever given, was crypto. I identified that back in 2013. Now, stupidly, I didn't take full advantage of it. I should have done, but I have done since, as I've realized it's a supermassive black hole. What's super fascinating about this is that many of my macro friends, people who grew up trading dollar yen and bonds and stuff like that, credit, have all moved across to crypto because they too see this as the biggest opportunity of all time. One of my favorite people in the entire space, close friend of mine, somebody who's been in macro as long as I have, is Dan Tapiero. Dan is a favorite of Real Vision, favorite of mine, and I, as ever, want to pick his brains, what he's seeing, what he's thinking, where we're going, where the opportunities lie. So, no further ado, let's chat to Dan.
Cryptocurrency has emerged as the ultimate store of value, a supermassive black hole poised to draw $100 trillion from traditional assets and create the greatest macroeconomic opportunity in history. That's the bold claim from Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal. After 30 years of observing markets, learning from legends like Paul Tudor Jones, and witnessing monumental financial shifts, Pal believes crypto surpasses every other opportunity. He describes it as a supermassive black hole, attracting money, attention, and innovation from every corner of the world. In a recent interview with his longtime friend Dan Tapiero, Pal delves into this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Stick around until the end of the video as Raoul Pal unveils more groundbreaking insights.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
I don't think anyone could have sort of discounted the degree to which things changed, the speed. You know, we went from being in a regulatory environment in the US, you know, where companies were being, you know, in an outright way attacked, sued, Coinbase, Kraken, Ripple. You know, there was the Operation Choke Point thing where difficult for certain companies and entities in crypto to even get bank accounts. So it was extremely hostile, and people were leaving the US to set up in other places around the world. So we went from extremely hostile to extremely friendly, potential crypto hub of the world in a matter of weeks. And so, you know, we knew, look, Trump owns crypto and Elon is crypto and the cabinet all has crypto and the Congress. So, and it's not crypto, it's also Web3, blockchain, digital assets. I mean, it's everything. It's not just let's own Bitcoin and sit back and hodl. And so I think it's the possibility of having the largest, most important, wealthiest country, most important, strongest government, actually coming out there now and incentivizing the development of blockchain crypto, incentivizing companies to set up here and not elsewhere. If that happens, I really think the US just blows away everybody else. I mean, Europe will never be able to shift this quickly. Asia is fractured. China changes its mind every 18 months. People don't trust what's going on there. And this is absolutely the right maneuver. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but 5 years ago when we had our first Bitcoin chat, it was the summer of 2019. And I said in that chat, I didn't understand why the US was not at the forefront of this, because it would allow us to have a digital dollar via the stablecoin. I mean, stablecoins didn't exist back then, but I thought if you have Bitcoin as your core collateral, you have stablecoins that are largely dollar-based, you have a massive advantage. And the US, it took, 5 years, or maybe it's been in development for the last sort of, I think, 2-3 years. People have been saying, wow, this is a great technology. Why aren't we harnessing this, right? I think that's and now look, 99% of the stable coins are still dollars.
And don't forget that they're now one of the biggest buyers of treasuries.
Yeah, that too.
The other thing that's interesting to me is what you mentioned is, you and I know, because we've all spoken to people, is the finance system's been waiting for the green light. The big Web 2 companies have been waiting for a green light. There's a lot of people who've been waiting for a regulatory green light. Now, we haven't got it yet because we need regulations. But I look at the finance system, and I think one of the things you've been talking about as well is if they're going to build, there's an obvious choice for them, which is going to be Ethereum. Ethereum has the native yield, and it is the kind of IBM or Microsoft of the space. I think people are underestimating how fast finance is going to come because they've all been working on it. And it's a very likely an Ethereum ecosystem thing overall. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
obviously it'll spread across everything, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've always believed in this sort of multi-chain world that different blockchains can have different use cases. I mean, Bitcoin, no question, is the collateral for the whole space. And we've talked about that, I don't know how many times. The smart contract platform, Solana, Speed, but there are other things like Sui and Sei that are coming up that will find specific use cases, right? So it shouldn't be that meme coins are on the Bitcoin blockchain. Come on. It's fine that it's on Solana and all the activity is there. So I think that the number of use cases is so great. We haven't even seen what I think is, and I've been looking for companies in this area, but what I think is one of the most important use cases, which is the use of the permanent ledger. You know, the fact that whatever is stamped on that blockchain is there forever, can be verified, you know, that truth machine concept. There are still very few companies out there or people that are applying the power of that to business generally. And you know, so for instance, could there be a blockchain that focuses specifically on that aspect that doesn't exist today? Sure. Are there going to be blockchains that maybe focus more on RWAs? Or will there be one that is more of an NFT-based one? Will there be an art one? Will there be one for property and real estate? Everything can't go on one chain. So, you know, we're in the business, the funds, of investing in businesses that are leveraged to all of the developments that are happening in the digital asset ecosystem. I don't think I have the skill set, and I think it's more of a venture type investor that is going to sit there, take apart the code, work with a foundation, grow a specific use case on a specific chain. You know, I know you're on the foundation of Sui, and so you rolled up your sleeves there. You've been 100% right. I mean, really hats off to you. That's been phenomenal. But, I haven't done that work. So I don't know what's Sui's reason for, existence. I'm sure it has one.
Bitcoin analyst Brett highlights in a recent post that since 2016, Bitcoin's market movements have consistently revolved around halving events, following a distinct pattern. From the halving to the peak to the bottom, and the bottom to the next halving. The timing of these cycles has remained remarkably consistent. He observes that the 2020-2024 cycle aligns almost perfectly with the 2016-2021 cycle, with the next having projected for March 26, 2028. This suggests the timeline is once again on track. Such predictability has Bitcoin bulls excited, hinting that if history repeats itself, the next post-halving rally could be monumental. Now, let's return to more engaging insights from Raoul Pal.
What's Sui's reason for, existence? I'm sure it has one. What is that they've carved out? Just out of interest now.
Basically, because they were the team from Facebook that built Libra.
Yeah.
So they're a very smart, well-proven team that's done big things. Obviously, it got shut down by governments. But what they did is they just went and said, we're just going to build the entire Web 2 stack, not just the protocol layer of the token, but we'll build on top of it, we'll build a liquidity layer, we'll build a distributed data storage layer. So they've taken all the component parts of Web 2, because they're from Facebook, they understand it, and have rebuilt them all as different protocols on top of the Sui layer. So it's also extremely fast. Sorry?
What's its edge? Is it the speed, and what else?
It's extremely fast. So it's faster than any other protocol in the world. So the latency to settle a transaction is 400 milliseconds. It's stupid fast. And it's infinitely scalable. It just needs more compute hardware. So it's infinitely scalable. So TPS is not an issue. So none of the restraints of normal blockchains are an issue. It's also got a new language that uses something called object-based programming, of which you can do a lot more within it that's not possible now. So it's the flexibility, the new programming language, the speed, and then the full stack that they're building, that really what they're trying to do is go for the, let's say gaming is one, financial markets and other stuff, sure, but really it's the Web 2 infrastructure layer, the whole thing, that they have the capability to go after. So it's very, very interesting. They're kind of very focused. They know what they're doing. They're super smart people. So let's see.
Total active addresses across top blockchains.
Oh, yeah, that's just stunning.
I mean, like we looked at, I don't know, 1 million charts in our career, and I don't know that I've ever even seen one like this. 164 million active addresses. Some people, question this data. We've done a lot of work. We think this is the legit data. 6 million in January of 21, right? Total active addresses across the top blockchains. And it stayed at it was 20 million at the beginning of the year. And it's just spiked up to 164 million. So we're up, almost 7x this year. We're up, 3x in the last 2 months. These are massive, massive numbers. So when I think about, adoption, it's not just people owning a Bitcoin. It's how widespread is the use and interaction with the top, 5, 10 blockchains. And so this chart encompasses all on-chain blockchains, including swaps, purchases, airdrops, NFT, signing transactions, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's everything. It's how much activity is moving into the digital asset sphere. So I don't know.
It's massive. The acceleration in the trend is just vast, and it's only going to get bigger because we've just unleashed a new understanding, which is like these AI agents are likely to use blockchains, and they're infinitely scalable in numbers. There's no limit to the total population or whatever. There's infinite, and you can start to see how much activity can go on chain, as you say, because so much of the world is still off chain, and this new government and what everybody else is doing is just going to bring more and more of this activity. Once you bring all driver's licenses on, all digital IDs on, if you put your digital ID in the US on, that's 370 million users come on immediately. They're not using blockchains as in buying and selling crypto. They're using the rails for proof, which is that trust layer you talked about.
Yeah. And we haven't seen any of that yet. If you put the other chart up, that is the number of blockchain transactions processed per second. Blockchains now process 50 times as many transactions per second as they did just 4 years ago. 50 times. Like I keep saying this, right? I don't know anything that grows like this. What grows like this? Maybe it's certainly not in the financial world. Like maybe there's some, venture tech areas. There
isn't. I mean, AI has been fast, right? Really, really fast, but nothing like this. Certainly nothing that is financialized. AI is not financialized. This is financialized, and it's growing at a pace. When I just look at the larger measure of active addresses, again, not accurate, but compare them to IP addresses of the internet, same kind of thing. We'll have multiple wallets, we'll have multiple IP addresses. We're growing at twice the speed of the internet and have been for 10 years. This is la la land.
Yeah.
Crypto adoption is skyrocketing at an unprecedented pace. Total active addresses across top blockchains have surged from 20 million at the beginning of the year to a staggering 164 million, a nearly 7x increase in just 12 months, with a 3x spike in the last 2 months alone. This explosive growth showcases how rapidly the digital asset ecosystem is expanding. According to Raoul Pal, this momentum isn't just continuing, it's accelerating. While the internet was a revolutionary breakthrough, Pal describes crypto as a la land level transformation, scaling faster and fundamentally reshaping how we interact with money, data, and digital systems. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.